nothing out there. There was no.
And how would you define bayou for someone who doesn't know what it is?
Oh, I could define that in a couple ways. It's a running stream that comes, one stream that come off a big stream, and another stream come off another one, and it just change, just like a street. And that's what you turn here, you go down one bayou, and if you turn left, you go down another bayou. If you turn right, you go up another bayou. Just like fingers, it's just a whole bunch of, everything runs south. I took a gentleman out from France about 6 months ago. He wanted to put some crawfish traps, and we went north of here. We took a road, went up towards Baton Rouge, and we went up there to a boat landing. I put over. Well, we ran about 20 minutes up into the swamp, into the bars and stuff, and he said, "Why is your GPS?" He said, "Whatever you do, don't die on me, because I can't get out of here." He said, "Where's your GPS?" I said, "It's right here." So, but I've been in these bars so many years. I know every little area, every little place from the mouth of the river all the way to Texas. I've been in all the little canals and little lakes and places where you catch shrimp and stuff like that.
You have gators out there?
Huh?
You have gators out there?
Oh yeah, I got 2,300 acres, at least me and my son-in-law in the marsh. We get 42 tags, 42 alligator tags.
So what does that mean?
We can get 42 gators.
Oh.
What do they sell them for, food or?
No, they sell them for the hides and the food, both.
The hides.
But
So
this year, I didn't fish this year because the landowner told me that the price was so low and kind of the economy, it hasn't bounced back.
Oh.
Year before last.
If I was going to hunt a gator, I'd want to get a lot of money for it.
It ain't bad. Year before last, we were getting $38 a foot. Last year, they got $10 a foot.
Whoa. Why? Because there's so many gators?
No, because people ain't gonna pay $4,000 for
Crocodile shoes.
for a pair of shoes or something like that. They can do without that.
Yeah.
That's-
Only in good times, right?
So, but good time. Well, you see, the economy not only bad here, it's bad overseas. But that's why most of you gators go abroad. In places like that. So, their economy is real bad too. So, it's not.
How do you measure the foot? From the tip of the tail to the tip of the nose?
Yeah.
I want to know how you catch one.
Huh?
I want to know how you catch one.
Well, you can catch them in several. You can catch them in a couple different ways. You can put the bait on the bank, or you can put it on a styrofoam plate and float it, or if you can hang the bait.
I mean, do you have a trap or
No,
something?
you use a hook.
A hook.
Hook.
Do you
Now, you ain't gonna like the way I tell you that. You put a quarter of a chicken on that hook,
Oh.
and you hang it over the water,
Oh. Okay.
and he comes and get it, and he swallows it, and the hook is in his.
Oh. Well, how in the world do you pull that thing up? How do you?
You ever see these hands?
Well, how many men does it take to get a huge gator out of the water?
Right here, one man.
Are you serious? I can't. How much does a gator weigh?
Well,
I just can't imagine how you can get that thing out of the water.
you can roll it, man. It's easy.
Easy?
They made the pyramids.
A 12-foot alligator probably weigh in excess of between 600 and 700 pounds.
Wow. How old and how old is that?
Well, let me see. I'm gonna try to get my brain. I was one of the ones that put the alligators to where they ain't had no more. Okay, because that's what I used to do. We used to hunt alligator, and I don't know, somewhere in the early '60s. The Wildlife and Fishery initiated to where it was a federal offense if you got caught with an alligator or tried to sell it out of state or tried to sell it out of the country. In other words, there was no way you could do it. What they did was they talked to a few people to try to raise alligators. So they went out and tried to find as many eggs as they could, okay? And they started raising alligators, and pretty soon they started letting, for every 100 alligators they would hatch, 30% of them had to go back to when they were 4 foot long. Alligator went from the time that he's hatched till the time he's 4 foot long, which means about 4 years, because he eats a lot and he grows fast for the first 4 years. Well, to try to get back to what I'm telling you, from the first time they put the first alligator out, which was about 1965 or 68, something in that area. Those alligators right now are up to 14 foot long, so you do the math.
Now what happens if you catch a small alligator with the hook swallowed already?
Well, we got to take. We get so many tags for the small ones, you see. But there's a way of getting by that. If you put the line up high, you won't catch the small one.
Okay.
You understand? The only time you catch the small one, and then if you put the plate, if you put your bait on a plate, that styrofoam plate, the little ones will not eat it. They'll catch the plate, but they ain't gonna get the bait. The bait will go down before only the big. You catch the big ones like that.
Do you fish do you look for alligators in winter when they're slow? Do they get slower in the winter here?
Most of our alligators here don't even hibernate.
It's warm enough. So.
It's warm enough. Unless you get a cold winter, and then they might go underwater. They might go underwater for maybe a couple of days, but a good warm after a big front that'll come through and get cold for maybe 3 or 4 days, and then after that you might have 2 weeks of relatively warm weather. They're still there.
They're trotting around.
Yeah.
Can you tell, like, since you know every inch of this area and the values, have you seen it change a lot over the years, or is it, the subtle changes and the bigger? Are there any big changes?
Yeah, there's big changes in the territory because you're losing so much. Some places you gain in areas. Other places you're losing it. Like south of here, we're getting a lot of silt from the Chapel, which is coming down the Mississippi. We're getting a lot of buildup over here. But when you go east of the river towards New Orleans, between that, it makes a big cove up in there. It's eaten up because they cut some of the flow off on the Mississippi River that used to flow down what they call Bayou Lafourche. So in essence, you're not getting any more silt from the river there. So a lot of saltwater intrusion and killing all the vegetation, killing the trees and killing the vegetation. There used to be a lot of oak trees used to go all the way to the Gulf out there, and all that's dead now. But down south of Woma, I'd have to show you a map, but now from here on westward, we gaining ground. Right now, they're shooting deer while it's a
The
shrimp.
parade's gonna get ready to start in a little bit. It's coming down the street, so.
We're ready.
They're shooting deer where you used to shrimp. That's
Yes,
amazing.
His
ma'am.
name's in, I'm gonna give you all press kits, but his name's in there, Mr. Sterling Freeze, ST.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is
Thank you for talking.